He's the man who says our financial system is being run by a bunch of Tony Haywards. Amar Bhide is the visiting professor at Harvard's Kennedy School of Government, and he just completed his latest book, A Call for Judgment, Sensible Finance for a Dynamic Economy, that is due to hit bookshelves in September. Amar Bhide joins me now live from the Aspen Ideas Festival in Aspen, Colorado. Amar, you are a former, I should say, first of all, thanks for getting up early. It is very early in Aspen. You're a former prop trader. You know what it means to take risk. So you say banks have no business doing anything but basic lending, correct?
Absolutely. First of all, because it's when they do stuff that isn't basic lending, it distracts from doing the basic lending, because in good times, the prop business, the derivatives business is so profitable that the lending to small businesses and consumers, particularly small businesses, becomes a stepchild. And so in good times, small businesses are neglected. And in bad times, the banks are so broke that they don't dare lend money to anyone.
Okay, that's a very fair point. It's the utility versus casino argument, right?
It's exactly the utility versus casino argument. And it's a casino in which not only do we have blackjack and roulette and 4 or 5 games, we have hundreds of games going on where the utility managers have no clue what risk they're running in any corner of the casino.
Okay, Amar, here's a question for you, though. Banks need to be capitalized, and investors have come to rely, in good times, as you point out, on the kinds of returns on equity that activities like prop trading and capital markets can generate. So if you take those away from the banks, who's going to invest in those stocks?
Well, you know, banks used to be publicly traded right through the 1950s and 1960s. They earned decent returns on profit, nothing extravagant like we saw in the last 10 years. And they expanded credit to businesses at the rate of 9% a year. So the world didn't come to an end in the 50s and 60s. The banks did have their capital. No reason why we can't go back to that state of affairs.
What do you do with firms like Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley, which have banking licenses but don't really do a whole lot of lending?
2 things. One, get them out of the banking business altogether. No capacity to take direct deposits directly from the public. And under my proposal, banks would not be able to lend to Goldman Sachs or Morgan Stanley either. So they could capitalize themselves through their partners' capital or through bonds that they issue directly to the public, but they would not be able to lever themselves up to 10-to-1 and 20-to-1 through the banking system. So it's not so much that these firms have become banks that's a problem, as much as the fact that they have their tentacles into the banking system and lever themselves up to the degree that they do.
Amar, I'm really glad you could join us this morning. That is Amar Bhide, a visiting scholar at Harvard's Kennedy School of Government and the author of the upcoming book, A Call for Judgment, Sensible Finance for a Dynamic Economy. You got a preview right there from the Aspen Ideas Festival.